Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm Alicia Haygood. We are so lucky to have our servicemen in the fire and police here, but what was not lucky was what they were training in. They used to work in a double-wide trailer out on the Tempe-Scottsdale borderline, and they just got this beautiful new facility. I was lucky enough to go out there and spend an entire day with them training a couple weeks ago. It was a lot of fun, and it's stunning. So I'm really excited to have Dave Folio back with us this week to talk about all the amazing things that they get to do down there. But before we do that, we have our favorite State Farm agent, Jeremy Mueller, with us today.
Hey, thank you very much.
Jeremy, I know you work closely with fire employees with everything that you do in the insurance business, so that doesn't surprise me. So with that, let's talk bigger picture. How to navigate a policy, how to look for things that are really specific to our area, because we're not going to get snowstorms typically or ice storms that the Northeast may need to have policies for. Down here, ours are certain. So talk about generic terms of that for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think with what happened in California, fire is top of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's also top of mind in our industry where there are carriers that are looking at North Scottsdale in particular as a fire area.
Yep.
So stuff that wasn't important a few years ago, silly stuff you would not think of, like cleaning vines off your house, decorative vines. Making sure mesquite trees aren't touching the roof. Stuff like that, especially important when you're getting underwritten by a carrier. Because unbeknownst to you, they could come out to your house and they could be like, oh, we're not going to insure this house because the mesquite tree is touching on the roof, and if there's a fire, that roof's going. So there's just little things like that that you just want to make sure your house is more buttoned up than it was in years past.
And we've talked about this for years and past as well, Jeremy. Continually checking on your policy, things change, rates change, and how everything works. We do have fire season. LA is very much in all of our minds considering how close we are. Clearing off the brush, you and I have talked a lot about it. It's super important. There's other aspects too. We talked earlier this year when we had the robberies going on in North Scottsdale, how to prepare for those as well. Talk about different sides of policies. We also have sprinkler systems in all of our houses in North Scottsdale, which we're very lucky about. Does water insurance or coverage have to be separate because we all have sprinkler systems?
Yeah, it's a great question because some people hate the fire sprinklers because they do, if they go off, they do a tremendous amount of damage.
They do.
So, we think of wildfire, but the reality is number one cause of loss in Arizona is water.
Yeah.
So it could be anything from a fire sprinkler break or you come home and your dishwasher line broke and you slip on the floor. I mean, that's a normal, everyday type of loss we see.
Okay.
So water is covered, definitely.
Okay.
It is covered. Where it gets tricky, though, is how long has that water been running? So just think insurance is sudden and accidental, not slow and continuous. So you want to address stuff when it happens. More so now than in years past. I mean, it's pretty black and white now.
Yeah. We talked earlier, we all talked about how rates are going to be going up gradually. We have some crazy drivers here in Arizona that we're known for. What is the future looking like for State Farm and all your clients?
Yeah, it's pretty stable right now.
Okay.
24 was probably the worst of it, so we're through, and keep in mind, we're a laggard with what's going on in the real economy. So 22, when inflation is happening, you don't feel it in your pocketbook necessarily till 24 on insurance.
Okay.
So 25 looks pretty good.
Okay.
A lot better than 23 and 24.
Okay.
So you may see a little bit, but nothing like we've experienced.
Yeah. We got through Scottsdale season. We had lots of fun. Barrett Jackson, the Arabian Horse Show. The Open was phenomenal this year. I think you skipped it this year, didn't you?
Yeah, did not go this year.
I will say they did such a good job with all the changes. It felt much better. Now we have all these galas, all these fundraisers. I feel like this is our kind of local Scottsdale time. What do you love getting involved with here locally when it comes to your support?
Yes, there's so many different charities out there. Now we're starting to get. You're exactly right because we just got invitations to another gala the other night. But it is fun. I mean, it is nice to see customers out, different community members, and at the end of the day, it just makes Scottsdale better, right? And what's cool about this town is none of it is in May, June, July, or August. So look, power through, and you will have a reprieve.
Jeremy, the fact I got 90 in February this year.
Little ridiculous. Little ridiculous.
I love it. All right, well, go check out jeremymueller.com for all your insurance needs. He's a local boy. He's been here forever. He knows the market. He knows our customers. Thank you for everything
Thank
you do.
you.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have Dave Folio for Scottsdale Fire.
When it comes to protecting you, your family, and all your assets, you need to have someone that you can trust. And that's Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy Mueller has lived in Scottsdale his whole life. How can anyone else know your needs more than someone who's been here and seen it all? Jeremy and his team are always ranked in the top % at State Farm. He cares, he's knowledgeable, and most importantly, he's always available. Don't believe me? Give him a call at 480-515-5223 or find him at jeremymueller.com.
You hear the sirens, you see the men and women in uniform, but do you really know what it takes to be a Scottsdale firefighter? I got the privilege to do a training day with them, and let me tell you, it is not for the faint of heart. When I did it, I was at their old training facility. It was a double wide trailer that had no heat, no air conditioning. It definitely had a few holes in the wall, but that's okay. The track next to them where the police officers trained was next to a junkyard. It was just gross. I mean, let's be real. For as much as these people do for us, the least we could do is build them a new facility, which I'm proud to announce happened earlier this year with the dedication happening in January. So I'm really excited to have Scottsdale Fire PIO officer Dave Foley back with us. Tell us all about this. I mean, you're just giggling, smiling right now.
But that facility was ours. We didn't love it. That's so true. It was deteriorating. And
I
the
mean, love
the
and
showers
support.
weren't working. But
I don't even want to know.
So this project started about 2019.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like it took a while.
It did.
You had to have approval. We had to have funding. We couldn't even agree on a location.
And this could not have been done without the community support, passing 3 bonds, I believe, and then the city council support. Just unwavering support. We love the getting the 98% approval rating from our citizens. So to be able to pass that and to get this built was huge for us because the tsunami is coming. In July, we have 120 to 160 people.
Are you one of them?
Are eligible. I am eligible to retire. So
Are you retiring though?
I'll stay around for another 5 years. So we just sent out a survey asking, how many are going to retire. So we need to get a good number, but like I said, we have 120. So a lot comes with that. We got to be able to train up our we got to leave a legacy. Some of us older guys need to leave the legacy, and I'm ARF, so I got to leave the legacy of training up new guys for aircraft rescue technician, technical
that's
rescue.
what ARF stands for.
We're an all hazards fire department. So aircraft rescue, ropes, if you're on a mountain rescue, those are technical rescue crews. And then we've had hazmat crews. Like we're losing a lot of the veteran firefighters that are in those positions. So we need to send them to school. We need somewhere to train them. And we just started a ground ambulance transportation program in the city too, which started out with one rescue ambulance, and now it's gone to 3 because the first phase went so well. So we're up to 3 now. But those are 2, it's a firefighter BLS and an ALS, advanced life support, on there, and they're firefighters. They're not a private ambulance company, so they're running those calls, which is great for us because door-to-door service, you get a Scottsdale Fire Department personnel that have ran thousands of calls, thousands of heart attacks. They're not their first day on the job, and they ride in with, if my mom were to have a accident here, they're riding in with them, so that makes me feel so much better. But
listen,
we need a place to train them all.
Well, we went and visited a station. I took the kids with me, and those ambulances are nice.
They are.
I mean, they are high-end, top-notch. I'm so happy for you guys.
They're state-of-the-art. They got all the airbags for safety. And we need a place to, these things need to last us a long time.
Yeah.
You just don't replace them every 6 months.
Right.
So they need to last a couple years and get a lot of transports.
You use a lot of abbreviations, so we'll go back to that because we are not familiar with the AFL and all that kind of stuff. But let's talk about that. You really did have a rundown facility. Now, I know that you guys and gals are amazing and you always make it work, and it's never affected your ability to do your job.
Right.
But come on, y'all deserve more. Talk about this new location because it's beautiful and top of the line for everything.
Yeah, so it's ultimately going to be a Scottsdale Public Safety Center, but right now it's Scottsdale Fire Department training facility hasn't opened. We did
What's the
dedicated
difference?
last Friday. To the right, you'll see when you pull in, PD and fire will both train there, but PD side still be under construction right now. So they're getting like a shooting range, classrooms, a simulator stuff in there. So I'm not quite sure all they have, but We've added to ours over 100-foot auditorium, so we can do
Wow.
family nights. We can bring bring all of our people in for. So if you have one shift off, you could have 60 to 80 firefighters, and you can do CEs in there from paramedic training.
What does CE mean?
Just the training you have to have, like the credit hours that you have to have. So we could do a couple hours in there. So to bring in our paramedics, train them in there, our firefighters in there. You first walk in, you go to the left, and there's 7 or 8 offices for our recruit training officers that we've had to pull from the field and put down into our training, because right now, started Monday, we have 36 recruits already there in a pre-academy. So we have 36 red shirts already running around and all over our academy. And ultimately, we want this to be a regional training. So we have, while ours was under construction, we went over and used Tempe Fire's training facility. Okay. So they were glad to get us out of there, all our trucks and stuff coming through there. So they're getting ready to redo theirs. So we're going to invite them over to use ours. And then regionally, we want Glendale or Peoria or Phoenix, or if somebody's out of space in their academy, they can send them to our academy and we can train them, because we're on the automatic aid system where we're all regionally trained together. Okay. So all of our technical rescue crews go train with Phoenix, Peoria, Tempe. So we're all cross-trained and trained together. So that was important. But we've out there, you'll see 5 to 6 story Class A burn building, where inside this building, not like one of the concrete old ones that you see, we can change the insides of this. So really? For a firefighter, you get there like, oh, we're going to do a search and rescue on the 3rd floor. I know that this goes right. No, we can change the doors. We can move stuff around in it. We can put the fires in different location. And then that same structure, our technical rescue crews with ropes can hang off the top side of that, because anchors are already in place, so they can do all their training. So if we were to get rescued here, that's that type of training, because we're on the 6th floor, right? Yeah. So they would, all their ropes, they would rappel us down, all that type of stuff. And then we have a 3-story, like set up like a strip mall. So stairs are in proper places, because when we pull hose lines up those stairs and stuff, we need to train even our normal forces will go down there for quarterly training. So our first quarter training is wildland. So it'll start in the classroom. We'll do some training out back. So even our current force will be in there training with our recruits, and then just trying to manipulate and schedule that calendars. I don't know how they're going to be able to do it, but
let's talk about when you started on the force and went through school to what these recruits are going through now. Yeah, that's pretty unbelievable. In my mind, I would think that would just help recruit more talent here because of the state of the
you're highlighting all the events. Who wouldn't want to? Who wouldn't? I've always said this. Who would? My son's been on for 3-4 years now. He's on the technical rescue team. Why wouldn't you want to work here in this city? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Like the events that you get to go to and hang out. Our new training facility. Yeah. We've got another new station being built right off the 101. Beautiful, so Station 12 is being built. That we're growing, and you got almost 120 people retiring that are eligible to retire in July. You can come in and within 3 years test for captain or be an engineer. So why wouldn't you want to come here? Every once in a while somebody leaves, and I'm like, that's just because they live in a different area. And I don't blame them, but I'm like, dude, why are you leaving here to go there? Like, they don't have events that we have.
Maybe that's why they're done with it. They're like, I need some calmness in my life.
No, it's pretty fun. So another right in the center of the complex is a flashover chamber where we can put our recruits in. We can light a fire and build it up to 1,000 degrees, and they sit in a part of the chamber where they can feel the heat, but the flashover can come over the top of them. And I'll send you some video that you can show while I'm talking about this.
Check out our YouTube channel, because we put all the episodes on there, and we'll show you some of this as well.
Yeah, so it's really important for us to be able to get our new recruits in there, and that's when you realize, like, wow, maybe he or she's claustrophobic. They can't stand the heat. So you put them under pressure, because the first day I don't want to realize that you or I can't do that as on a real fire when we're inside the structure. So after a 14 to 16 week academy and putting them in certain live burns and scenarios where they have to perform under pressure, you see a lot of with your recruits. So
right now in this current class that's starting, we have 37.
36.
Okay, 36.
Yep.
What is a typical recruiting class size?
So this is
versus what's an ideal size, especially with the tsunami wave happening this year.
This was probably for the max. We're at the max for our first academy, because we're still trying to learn this too, right? Because it's our academy. How can we schedule live fires? Because to be able to do a live fire, You got to have the burn permit. You got to bring all of our other engines from the city down to support it. You got to have safety in place, a plan in place. So there's a lot that go involved. There's a lot involved. So to be able to do it right, so 36 right now is, I would say, at our max for this one, because we're still learning this facility training, and our 3 or 4 of our recruit training officers are brand new to it. So great opportunity for them to come in and train. But I would say probably up to around 50 would be our complete max. So
out of a training class, how many don't finish?
Usually 1 or 2.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, for whatever reason, they just feel like they get 2 or 3 weeks into it, their body breaks down, and it's just not for them. Yeah. And or sometimes it's just they can't do the job. So then you learn that throughout probably about the 3rd or 4th week, when you start doing hose evolutions, where you need the upper body strength, lower body strength, or an injury for whatever reason. Then we'll recycle them to the next one. So those things do happen, but yeah, so we've got over 10,000 square feet of
gorgeous.
Yeah, that first area. So upstairs is paramedic programs. Our EMS captains are up in there. Emergency management systems are in there. And then we've also put in our bay, a two apparatus bay, you can pull the truck in and screens will come down where we can then put up a fire at a strip mall or whatever, and they have to go on scene with this program that we have and give a report, assign a units to the strategically or tactically to the what they're seeing in front of them. We can change those screens. So you'll have a BC pull into the one screen and engine into the other, and then we throw it up there and they got to go. So they don't know what they're pulling into. So that gives us incident command training that we can do in the bay. We've got a full gym for workout, and then you got to have a kitchen, right? We've got 3 or 4 stoves, and
that's part of being a firefighter.
I don't know if you've seen it, but it's beautiful. It's huge area outside that all opens up, that the recruits can hang out for lunch, relax, talk with each other. Do they live there? They don't. Okay. So they're there. I think they get there about 5 in the morning and leave at 4 in the afternoon. Ooh. So we got to have shower. We've got beautiful showers now that they're that can, and then lockers, 35 lockers, 36 lockers for everybody. Yeah. So it's quite a production down there to be able to get it done. I'd go there quite a bit and hang out. Yeah. I probably shouldn't say that because the chief will be looking for me. But yeah, I go there.
Now I know where to find
and I got to go take pictures and
there you go.
I got to do social media.
Yeah, that's your job. That's fair. If you ever need help, I'll help you.
Yeah, absolutely. I need help with the social media part, and obviously podcast.
This is a big deal. You guys have earned it, especially with everybody that's leaving and stuff like that. So where do you want to see this go? And I want to also talk about bringing the police in there, because y'all have always trained together and you do so much together for this. What does it mean to you to have them to be able to, have the same level of training that you all are getting with your new facility as well?
Yeah, so we've already been good partners because they're all, theirs is being built with the police side of it, and they've already brought in to do training on some of their tactical deployments for protests and stuff like that. So, we want to be good partners. We share each other's venues, and then, we're probably one of the few departments where fire and police actually get along, believe it or not. I mean, they don't not get along, but we really, there's several people, there's probably a handful, 10, 15, 20 police officers that I'll see off duty, and we just hug it out and, say hi and hang out, and we go to each other's parties and we're invited. You don't see that normally in a fire police department. And for us to be able to sit in a unified command at all these events really helps. There's 3 or 4 of them. We've all gone through the planning sections chief, some of the national federal courses to be able to do some of these events, planning in these events. So we sit to days on end in these classes, and
better get along.
Yeah, we better get along. But we do get along with our Scottsdale police partners, and
I've been around you all together plenty of times. I love the camaraderie that you have. You are a family. You pick on each other like brothers and sisters. You love hard on each other. Yeah. And I think that speaks volumes to who you all are and why we are so successful and such a safe city is because you all are on the same page. We are. Really and not competitive.
One common goal to provide for serve the citizens of Scottsdale and our community and our surrounding communities. They're not so much on automatic aid like we are, but literally, I can be called to Glendale for a fire and go help over there on our automatic aid system, and vice versa. If I go to a second alarm here in the city, I can strike a second alarm and get units from Peoria, Sun City, Tempe, all coming our way. So.
Who has a harder training program? You or at police?
Oh, we do 100%. Yeah. So one thing I failed, to say too, and I have to say this because it kind of upsets them, but we did win the closest to the pin for the WM Phoenix Open Challenge. So their police officer has to come down and go through a skills course that we do. Yeah. You got to go through a whole bottle. But the other side of that, our guy that if he would have lost, he was going to get bit by the dog.
What? With something on, right?
Yeah, and those dogs are. I'm just here to say you gotta no. So I'm out on that. They're crazy. so he does have to come down. Jim Dwyer put it about a foot away from the hole.
Okay.
And their first hit the grandstand. So we'll see if that was on Breaking Par, and that episode I think just came out, and then this one will come out with that Scottsdale Fire against Police.
They have a podcast as well, so go check them out, and it's only as good as Dave does it, but I've taught him a lot, so please be gentle to him.
Shop talk, and then there's a shop talk, and then ours is Fire Watch.
Yep, good job.
Yep.
What is your favorite thing about being a firefighter?
Well, what I'm doing right now, I never thought that I would be in the office doing PIO, but I like the public information thing, and then it's something new every day. Like it's not like. If you're going to go dig a ditch, that's great. Or you're going to, be a waitress, whatever, that's great. But for me, it's something different every day. And it could be a really low frequency, high risk event for me. And I still get the adrenaline pump on that. I work on every once in a while on an engine and a ladder. And, I think the day before Christmas, I worked, or 2 days before Christmas, I worked on a ladder truck and got sent to the roof for a chimney fire. And everybody's taking a picture because the public information officer is on a ladder going to the roof, and that's just unheard of. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I can still do it. I knew what I was doing.
Thank you guys so much for everything that you do. I am very excited. I got to go out there and see it myself and do some training. It confirmed what I already knew. I'm not going to be a firefighter or a police officer, but love being friends with you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And you got to come back too, because I think we're going to do a 4-hour media day where we invite the media, check out our new props, put you in the gear, let you breathe the air. And so then I'll do my own podcast and have you on and talk about that.
All right, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I love it. Go check it out. Always reach out. Like Dave just said, he loves what he does, and reaching out and being a part of the community, that's what they're here for. Go show up to a station, and if they're not busy, they would love to show you the trucks and everything else. I know that we've done it with my family and my kids, and they love it. So they are a part of the community, and they want to get to know you more. So thank you again for all you do, and congratulations. All right, when we come back, we'll have the calendar of events, so stay tuned.
Buying a home can be scary and sometimes frustrating, but all of that can go away with the right realtor. And that's where Sean Shackleton with the Shackleton Group is here for you. Sean has over 25 years experience in real estate. She's here to get you what you want and won't settle for less. She's experienced, knowledgeable, and understands this market, which these days is always changing. Take the stress out of your next home purchase by calling Sean at 480-734-7277. You can also find her at theshackletongroup.com.
Persian New Year celebration is coming up, so it's a celebration of culture, fashion, music, food, and more. It's headed to the Scottsdale Civic Center. There's so much going down there with that new green, beautiful area we got, so I love it. Go check it out, and you can get your tickets online. The 67th Annual Indian Fair and Market is also happening. Look how cultural we are here in Scottsdale. Located at the Heard Museum in Scottsdale, so prepare yourself for a spectacular day of creativity, blending traditional heritage with modern innovation. So that should be interesting. And then, of course, guys, there's nothing else going on around but spring training. I mean, look at everyone in town. Everyone's wearing their baseball hats, representing their team. Go get your tickets. They actually sell out pretty fast, believe it or not. So if you haven't gotten tickets for a day, go now and go quickly. Have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.